Hi, this is Carl from Linguagenesis, and in a previous video I took a number of random dates from both the 18th, 19th and 20th centuries and told you the day of the week in which each of them fell. What I'm going to do in this video is to explain, as someone who is not autistic, how I've been able to do that. Now, there is a mathematical algorithm which you can use, although it's not all that straightforward, even though it may become easier once you get used to using it. And it's called the Horton-Conway method, or the Horton-Conway algorithm. Another name for it is actually the Doomsday algorithm. Now, what we do in order to work out the day of the week in which any date fell, we first have to consider a particular day of the week known as Doomsday for a particular century. Now, if we take, for example, the century going from 1900 to 1999, although that's not officially the 20th century, the 20th century starts from the 1st of January 1901. If we take any date from the 1st of January 1900 up until the 31st of December 1999, then we take what is known as a Doomsday, and for that period the Doomsday is Wednesday. So that's one thing to bear in mind for now. Now I'll explain exactly how we use this day of the week, Wednesday, when calculating the day of any date which falls between the 1st of January 1900 and the 31st of December 1999. What we then have to do is to have some reference points as regards which dates in any calendar year within a particular century actually fall on a specific day. So what we need to establish is which dates actually fall on a Wednesday, in other words Doomsday, between 1900 and 1999. So we have 12 calendar months in one year, obviously, and we give consideration to the fact that, for example, in 1900 the Doomsday was Wednesday, and that Wednesday fell on the following dates. It fell on the 4th of the 4th, in other words on the 4th of April. It fell on the 6th of the 6th, the 6th of June. It fell on the 8th of the 8th, the 8th of August. It fell on the 10th of the 10th, the 10th of October, and it fell on the 12th of the 12th, the 12th of December. So as regards the even months throughout the calendar year, provided that the date has the same numerical reference as the ordinal number of the month, then each of those will fall on the same day within a particular year. So for 1900 it was a Wednesday. Now what we do is to pick, first of all, any year within the 20th century, but really between 1900 and 1999. So let's pick, for example, 1928. We take the last two digits of 1928, so 28. We work out how many 12s go into 28. The answer being 2, remainder 4. So we store these numbers in our head, number 2 and number 4. Then we consider the number 4. How many times can we divide 4 by 4? The answer is 1. So we divided, first of all, 28 by 12 and we got 2, remainder 4. We divided 4 by 4 to get 1. So we add together 2, 4 and 1. That comes to 7. Now we take the Doomsday for the century, which, as already mentioned, was a Wednesday, and we count 7 days from Wednesday. That also takes us to Wednesday. Now let's pick a date in 1928, and as mentioned, the 4th of the 4th, the 6th of the 6th, the 8th of the 8th, the 10th of the 10th, and the 12th of the 12th also fell on a Wednesday in 1928. So the 12th of December 1928 is a Wednesday, as was the 10th of October 1928, the 8th of August 1928, the 6th of June 1928 and the 4th of April 1928. Let's pick a different date. Let's pick the 19th of August and the year 1932. So the 19th of August 1932. First we take the year. The last two digits of the year, 32. We divide 32 by 12. That gives us 2, remainder 8. So we take the numbers 2 and 8. Now looking at number 8, how many times can we divide 8 by 4? Well, the answer obviously is 2. So we have the numbers 2, remainder 8, and then when we divide 8 by 4 we get 2. So we add 2, 8 and 2 to get 12. We count 12 days from the Doomsday, which is Wednesday for dates between 1900 and 1999. 12 days from Wednesday takes us back to Monday. Now the date for 1932 in question is the 19th of August. We know that the 8th of the 8th falls on Doomsday for that particular year. So the Doomsday for 1932, as we've just established, is a Monday. Now the 8th of August 1932 was a Monday. The 19th of August fell 11 days after that, so counting 11 days from Monday, we can see that the 19th of August 1932 fell on a Friday. Now what I'll do is I'll go into a little bit more detail in part 2 of this discussion, because there are other elements of this particular mathematical algorithm which we can take into consideration and which will enable us to work out the day of the week on which any date fell.